everyone, my name is Mike, and welcome to another creepy Reddit mystery. This time, we're dealing with what is horrifically called the Crone of the Catskills. We're gonna get weird with it. In 2016, on the subreddit Paranormal, Weird Hiker Trueway, I think that's how you pronounce that, posted, "Me and a friend found this creepy statue while hiking, and now strange things are going on. Anyone know what this is?" Oh boy. Let's get the full story, shall we? One weekend, Weird Hiker Trueway, his name is Danny, I'm gonna call him Danny because I'm not pronouncing whatever the hell that is again, and a friend went hiking in the Catskills. Unluckily for them, they ventured into a cave, and this was waiting for them, with nails in its eyes and a noose around its neck. Danny said, "I don't think it's been there very long, but it's weird, because this cave was way off the trail. Someone had a fire in there not too long ago." Glad I'm posting this around Halloween because this is some witch occult type shite. Danny said the statue really freaked him out, but the friend decided to take it home with him. Well, idiot, that sounds like a terrible idea. Apparently the area is said to host devil worshippers that come out to sacrifice animals. A couple of days later, the friend calls and says he thinks the statue is haunted. No shit! It keeps moving from its spot and he keeps smelling weird stuff. Says he can't sleep at night because banging keeps waking him up. Later, the friend shows up at Danny's house at 11:30 p.m. He's out of his mind, scared. Since he brought the cursed object to his house, a lot of weird stuff has been happening. It started out as just knocks and banging, but he said that by Wednesday, he started waking up in the middle of the night, feeling like someone was watching. This kept happening through the week, and every time he'd wake up, he would smell a really strong scent, like pond water. Now, he doesn't believe in any paranormal occult type of stuff, so he just ignored it, until, after a few days, the statue moved from his desk into his living room. He says that every night since Thursday, it's moved into a different room than where he left it. He thought it was his dog moving it around because it smelled funny, but his dog wouldn't go anywhere near it. He says that she's actually peed in the house 3 nights in a row, and she's never ever done that before. Last night, someone knocked on his door at 3 in the morning. But when he went to open it, there was no one there. His motion lights weren't on, and there weren't any cars in his driveway. He said that he opened up the door to look outside, and that's when he knew he made a big mistake. Like he just felt like he shouldn't have opened the door. He kept saying he was going to burn the object because he knew something followed him home. He later stayed up all night and then decided to go to the movies to take his mind off it. When he got home, he said it felt like everything was fine, and he finally decided to go to bed. And here we get hardcore. He says that when he woke up, which wasn't until like 10, it was because his dog was barking like crazy. He said the pond water smell was stronger than ever. And when he went out into his hallway, he saw all these muddy footprints everywhere. Not like shoe prints, but barefoot. All of his doors and windows were locked, so there's no way anyone could have gotten inside. Sitting in the living room was the statue, which had moved again. And he says that when he started to go near it, he heard someone breathing. And that's when he showed up at Danny's house. Then nothing was posted, no updates for about 6 months. Then a separate user posted on the same subreddit, saying, Remember those hikers who found the cursed statue in the Catskills cave last year? I'm the guy they sent it to. And yeah, it's definitely haunted by something nasty. Why would you take that? Well, Newerkirk is the director of a paranormal and occult museum based out of Cincinnati, so he requested they send the object to him, which they did. And according to him, half a year later, I can say with a good amount of certainty that the carving, which we've nicknamed the Crone, is definitely haunted. I don't say things like that lightly, but within hours of the object arriving at my office, I'm fairly certain it pulled Jesus off a crucifix hanging on the wall, was the cause of phantom knocks, wet footprints on my couch, and we even caught it moving with a motion-activated camera. Lovely stuff. One night, the smell of pond water became so great he couldn't stand it. He stormed into the office, grabbed the carving and marched back into the living room, slamming it down on the coffee table. He then began addressing the entity directly. If we'd left you with the hikers, you would have found your way into a fire pit or garbage can. If you found your way to a priest, you'd be bound and buried, or worse, locked on a dusty shelf for years. We're happy for you to live here, but only if you respect the situation. If you've got unfinished business, we'll help you put it to bed, but if you don't treat us respectfully, you're going in the box. Now, I've never encountered anything paranormal, but I've seen movies. So, being stern with a cursed haunted object, not sure if that's the best course of action to take. As soon as he said those final words, his wife sprang up from the couch. There was the sound of rushing water from the other side of the house. As they rushed toward the sound, it stopped as they entered the hall. There was no water, but behind them, back in the living room, they could hear the dull thud of something hitting the floor. The crone had managed to roll itself off the coffee table and under the television stand. As he knelt down and reached under the stand to grab the carving, his wife yelled out. When he turned, she was propping the television up with both hands. The screen had nearly fallen directly onto his head. Then, 3 loud knocks came from the living room wall, rattling the picture frames and flickering the bulb. Okay. The curator's own personal belief about the Crone was that it was created in some sort of attempt to communicate with witches or some other spirit or being, entity out there in the mountains. The location of its discovery, coupled with the specifics of the carving's creation, led him to believe that someone was aiming to commune with and contain a particular spirit. A psychic friend said he wasn't sure why it was carved, only that the Babylonian spirit Marduk, a powerful entity with 50 names, is attached to it. Interesting to note is that Marduk is often associated with water. This is the nun type shit all over again. I wonder if the Crone will make an appearance in the Conjuring cinematic universe. Maybe that'll be the next movie. Maybe they could do an Avengers type team up with the Nun, Annabelle, Crone, those other monster things, and go kill people or whatever. I would watch that. It could very easily all be bullshit. That's obvious, that's a given. I'd say it's probably one of those things where somebody tells you an object is haunted, or say a house is haunted, and you'll start to imagine it actually being haunted. If somebody tells you there's ghosts in the house, you'll probably see one even if there's nothing there, just because you get paranoid and, start to get freaked out. So I'd say it's probably a lot of that. But who knows? One thing I do know is that I wouldn't mess with it. I think that goes without saying. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, please. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Mike out.